I knew who my husband was and I was wrong. If you are a woman and you are listening to this video and you think you know who your husband is, please listen to me and just hear me out. Because I wasted years of my life thinking this man was my husband when he was not. Okay, so boom, here I was, fresh on my real Christian walk, really taking things seriously. I'm letting God have it all. Like, I'm surrendering, I'm dying to my flesh. I am just like, I'm not even dating at this time. I'm just focused on the Lord. Like, I'm serving in ministry, like I'm locked in. But I'm human, so obviously I do have a desire to be married one day. And you know, a lot of Christian TikToks, a lot of YouTube videos, and a lot of Christian community in general, we're just talking about like, you know, God will tell you who your spouse is and you're gonna know, and I found out through a dream, or I found out through a prophecy, or I found out blah blah blah. So I was expecting similar things, since that's how the whole community and social media is blowing this up. Like, this is literally how it happens, right? So I start to pray over my future spouse, and I am literally like, Lord, you know, I just want to know who he is, whoever it is, yada, yada, yada. I was not dating anybody because I was convinced that God would show me who my husband was, and it would be clear as day. Like, I would not be able to doubt it. And at this time, God was also having me work on forgiveness because I had a lot of icky parts in my heart and I was not forgiving people. So I remember going through a heavy season of forgiving people, and this man who had hurt me years and years and years ago kept coming up. I was mad, y'all. Like, I had a lot of hate in my heart towards this man. So the fact that he kept coming up, I knew God wanted me to work on that wound. So I started, you know, letting God in my heart place when it came to that man and letting him heal the broken pieces in me from that man. That took a little while, I'm not gonna lie to you. But when I felt like I had finally forgiven him, I chose to unblock him on social media. He had been blocked for years. So I was like, okay, there's no point in me still blocking him. Let me just unblock him and just leave it at that. I wasn't gonna contact him. I was just gonna leave it alone. That day I unblocked him. Why? That night, I had a dream about this man. In that dream, I remember I was literally inside a room and he was outside on the grass, and I remember him looking at me and I was looking at him, and there was a glass wall in between us, and I remember him wanting to contact me, and I remember walking outside of the glass wall and then him also walking up to me and us having a conversation, and it felt very peaceful. And it was weird because I had not felt peace around him. In the dream, he was a changed person, like he was different. And I woke up just feeling like almost like a weird feeling. I don't know how to explain it. Like, I didn't feel afraid. I didn't necessarily feel scared. I just kind of felt like a weird feeling all throughout the day from that dream. But it wasn't not peaceful, if that makes sense, or at least a form of peace. Why that next day, this man DMs me. And I'm like, how are you even DMing me right now? How do you even know I unblocked you? Because you don't know somebody unblocked you unless you are checking. I open my DMs, it's a long message. I mean long. And he is apologizing. He's talking about how horrible of a person he's been. He's talking about how much he's changed and how his life is different now. And he has really been reminiscing on the fact that he treated me wrong and all this other. At the end of that message, he literally says, I know this is weird me reaching out to you. The only reason I reached out to you is because last night I had a dream about you. And in that dream, like, we had like connected and things were cool with us, and I decided to wake up this morning and just see if you had unblocked me. It was random and I just checked it out and I saw that you did. He was like, you don't have to respond if you don't want to. It's no hard feelings. I just want to let you know. And I was like, what? Like, what do you mean we both had dreams about each other on the same night, and then you DM'd me and all this other, like, it was crazy. And so I literally was like just pondering on that for so long. Like, it had shaken me up. I ended up responding to him and just being like, you know, it's cool, I forgive you, yada, yada, yada. Not thinking anything of it, but I could not shake this whole experience. Like, it was like sticking with me. So that whole next week, we were not contacting each other. I literally was just minding my business, praying about it, fasting about it, yada, yada, yada. I started having these weird feelings about this man. Again, not scary, just strange. A couple days had passed. He had DM'd me. I responded and we were chatting, and I was like, okay, we can hop on the phone. It's no big deal. Hopped on the phone with this man, had a great conversation. I'm seeing that he's literally different. Like, he's a changed man, or at least he seems like a changed man. I'm like, this is a completely different guy. Got off the phone and I was just like, wow, like, this is amazing. I'm glad that he is being different. So again, the experience is weird, and I'm like, okay, let me just, you know, shake it off, pray, whatever. 4 days passed and I still was thinking about this man, which was weird. And I remember asking myself in my car, I'm like, is he my husband? And I like laughed about it. Because when I tell you, I did not want this man. Like, I was like, at this point I was so icked out over him. I was like, I don't want you. But as I was laughing, I felt something in me. Like, I was like, yo, like, it almost scared me. And I'm like, yo, what if he's my husband? I remember I had gotten a prophecy from someone who told me that my husband was going to be a little rough around the edges at first. And the way I clung to that prophecy, like, I'm like, what? No way. Like, what do you mean he's gonna be rough around the edges? I'm just like, wait, what if he actually is my husband? So then I started freaking out because I'm like, no, there's no way. There's no way God's gonna give me a man who is just like treated me this way and all this other. But I started thinking about it, and I was like, maybe he would though, if he's a changed man. Like maybe he is just a little rough around the edges, and this is him, and he's transformed and all this other. Literally convincing my brain this is the case, even though I don't want this man. And I started crying, and I'm just like, yo, I don't want him. Like there's no way. I remember contacting a friend of mine, and she was like, you know what? If this really is the man God has for you, it'll prove itself over time. And I said, okay, bet. And so literally time was passing, and I was just like communicating with this man and stuff, and I started to grow feelings for him. Like the feelings that had died after he treated me like horribly started to come back. I'm literally having a conversation with this man after conversation, and things are changing. Like he seems like a really great man. I'm like, he actually might be my husband for real. Like this actually might be him. Like I might have just been overthinking this whole thing, and this is actually the man God has for me. Y'all, why did I actually start to believe this was the man God has for me? Like I'm like, he's different, his character's different, yada yada yada. I was like, this is him. It is him. And at that point, I pushed everybody else out of my mind off of dreams, visions, prophecies that I had gotten about this man. I was like, there's no way there's anybody else. It is him. Time passes, and I'm continuing to communicate with this man every single day. We're talking about what our future could look like, all this other, yada, yada, yada. There's a whole lot of talking and not a lot of pursuit, if you get what I'm saying. Like months is going by, and he has not even offered to take me out on a date, like nothing. But he's comfortable talking to me all the time, yada, yada, yada. At this time, too, we were in completely different states. He had not came to see me, he had not wanted to visit me, he had not wanted to do any of that. But you're comfortable talking to me all the time. I started to get nightmares about this man, and I was having bad dreams about him doing sneaky stuff behind my back. And I'm like, maybe this is just my subconscious trying to get me to think that he would do these things because I'm scared of commitment with him. Literally the dreams would be like of him like trying to hurt me, or allowing people to hurt me and him just watching. But again, I push those dreams out of my mind because I'm like, no, this is him. This has to be him. I've had the dreams, I've had the prophecies, I've had the confirmations, like this is him. Little bitty things would just confirm that this was my person too. Like it would be like little small connections or little things that like I would like say to God in my journal, and I would actually see it actually happen in real life. I'm like, oh yeah, this is him. And so I kept waiting, and I kid you not, guys, over a year and some change had passed. This man had not taken me out on a date. This man had not actually pursued me. This man was basically just my pen pal. This is what I talk about when I say Christian girl to Lulu, because this can happen. I just couldn't wrap my mind around the fact that why, if you were my future spouse, my husband or whatnot, why have you not made an effort to actually come spend time with me? It was just a lot of breadcrumbs. Like it was a lot of breadcrumbs. At this point, I'm basically like loving this man. I'm like, oh, I love him, blah, 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 blah. I didn't love him, but I thought I was in love with him. I remember he said something to me that was very, very off the wall disrespectful, and I was just pondering on it. Like it really hurt me when he said it, and I was like, there's no way that this man who is supposed to be my man of God would say something like this to me after us talking to each other every single day and all this other. When he said it, it like basically like ruffled me the wrong way, and I was like, yo, are you really him? But I was like, he's got to be him. Like all the signs and prophecies have been there. But I'm like, what if I've been wrong about this entire time, and I've wasted well over a year and some change in my life trying to reconnect with this man who really does not want me, clearly. I really started to sit with that in my heart, and I was just like, you know what, God, if he really isn't for me, continue to make that true in my heart. And lo and behold, a couple months had passed after that, and I ended up cutting that man off because I realized that like there's no way you are the man God has for me. The man God has for you would actually want you. He would actually put effort in to be with you, not just be talking to you and all this lip service, blah, 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 blah. No. So I basically had to move all that Christian girl to Lulu, he's your future spouse, God will tell you who your husband is through a dream prophecy, out of my mind completely. I wiped it out because I wasted so much time and effort thinking this man was him. I literally turned down so many opportunities to go on dates and all this because I was convinced this was my man. And now, years later, when I tell you the way I wish I could just knock myself in the head to convince myself years ago that, girl, this is not your man. Like, it's obvious to me now, but when I was in it, when I was like just thinking this man was the man for me, there was nobody that could tell me otherwise. And my prayer for whoever is seeing this, if you watch this whole video, is that you will not over spiritualize the man God has for you, because that over spiritualization can easily be delusion. You could be wasting years of your life with a man who is not for you. He could be a destiny destroyer, and that's what that man was for me, not a destiny helper. And I almost fell in love with this man, and I probably would have done anything for this man. Thank you, God, for clarity. But do not get caught up falling in love with a delusion. You need to be practical in your dating journey. Do not over spiritualize dating at all.
Wow. I mean, at the end of the day, at least she didn't marry the guy. At least she didn't actually go and meet the guy. No telling who he truly was deep down. This is another reason of why we should not double back. If you had a bad experience with someone, do not double back. If you got a man in a friend zone or a woman in a friend zone, just keep them there because it's a reason why you didn't pursue them and don't. And if they've been waiting for you all these years, he could have said it was a dream, but maybe he was checking up on you every day. I don't believe in coincidences at the end of the day. Maybe, I don't know. What do y'all think when it comes to that? But yeah, that's why you don't double back on certain people because this is what happens. I mean, I don't know ultimately what he did. She never said like if he like other than the fact that he never came out to see her, but
Yeah, to be pen pals with somebody over a year and some change and to think this is the man for you, girl, no. That man would have been seeing you. He would have put in effort. If someone wants something, they're going to put effort in 100%. They're not going to, like you said, breadcrumb you. Especially if you want to date somebody, you have to see them. Like, what's going on? He was just
long
keeping,
distance is crazy.
yeah,
Yeah.
like he was just egging you on the whole time. Maybe he did just miss conversation, but not really miss the being together part. And that's normal, in most cases. Some people just miss communication with people. They don't miss the intimacy. They don't miss the commitment. They don't miss having to put forth effort. So they'll just leave you in that friend zone. It's kind of like what he did to you. He knew that you were hanging on to that hope that maybe one day y'all will be married. But how when he hasn't even seen you?
Yeah, I think her heart was in a great place though at the end of the day. The fact that she was able to like take a man seriously that's not even in the same state, y'all doing long distance and you're not. So that means y'all went a long time without seeing each other, touching each other, nothing, like not even dates, nothing.
I don't even think
Just
they were dating.
conversations. It's crazy. Like what let me know. Maybe I'm just tripping. Maybe I'm just been living in sin for too long, but what do y'all think about something like that? Because you do long distance relationships that you like this in a sense. I mean, I don't think long distance relationships personally are good. I've never seen them work out in your favor. I need to see what's going. I need to physically know what's going on. Call me controlling, whatever the case may be, but I just don't know how you can trust somebody you don't see. What the fuck? What's stopping me from having a double life? But what are y'all thoughts? What are y'all thoughts when it comes to this? Shout out to this creator at the end of the day. At the end of the day, keep God in your life, girl. A God fearing woman is a dangerous woman to a man. Bad intentions. I don't know what his true intentions were, but because we didn't really get into the detail of what he did to you prior, maybe we can talk a little bit more about his character. But up until this point, it seems like at least you know your worth. At least you have some standards, and at least you're trying to get married. At the end of the day, you're not just out here trying to date. So I think you should keep with those standards. But what do y'all think about this? Let us know in the comments if you're interested in following this creator. Now, make sure y'all check out the description box below and y'all can follow her on TikTok. But other than that, thank you all for watching this story today, and we will see you all in the next story time.